Alright, we are back. Episode number 18. The Great Dam is closed, but our quests are just beginning. Let's start. Oh,
I
who are
hope
these
you
guys?
took a moment to celebrate as you flooded the valley.
Thought you were dead.
Whatever you hope to achieve by drowning that sad place will soon be undone.
You guys were done with it anyway.
Sergeant,
what do you care?
if you will, eliminate this pest.
I'm glad there's a fight here. Wait, you don't need to follow this assassin's orders, Sergeant. Actually, I want to say that one, but I'm more curious to know what this one says. Like if they're going to reveal that they don't have to open the dam anymore. You'll have to go through me if you want to open this dam again.
That is precisely the idea. I'm sure you are very confident in your skills, but I assure you that these fine men of the Imperial Army are more than your match.
Aren't you going to fight me as well?
The Sergeant knows his place, and he understands that what we assassins do is for the good of the Empire as a whole. If a few people suffer, then they do so for the glory of Emperor Sun.
There we go. Now I don't have unlimited chi anymore. Oh, that's cool. Lotus Apprentice. Okay, he's only an apprentice. I think it's not the same guy, obviously. I was just joking before. I need a weapon with AoE attacks. I think the, whoops, saw that coming. I think the staff does, to some degree, have AoE attacks. Dodge, dodge! Thank you. Immolated. Oh, he's on fire. Alright. Yeah, I should probably start investing in ice shards, taking up a lot of my chi. Alright, let's save the rest for healing. The longsword has better range. I'm not sure how the damage compares. I know by default it does more damage. But because I've upgraded Tiger Claws and not the longsword, these might actually do as much or even more damage now. Alright, got a little more XP for that. I should have practiced those harmonic combos. I keep forgetting that. It was cool to see Chai-Ka fight. I'm not sure what his support ability is. Also not sure if it's Wildflower or him. Recovers your health. Okay. So it's kind of like hers, but I'd rather have Dawnstar because Chi can always become health. Health can't become Chi. Still, as far as attack goes, I think Chai-Ka is a bit more fun. Alright, let's look at my quest log. So at least we did get to face a Lotus Apprentice, even if not a full Lotus Assassin. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure if we'll be able to face a full Lotus Assassin before we face Inquisitor Lim, or if he's just supposed to be essentially a full Lotus Assassin. Maybe that first guy that ran away and got killed by Chai-Ka was also an Apprentice Assassin. Not really any way to know. It does sound like most of Lim's people got killed by Chai-Ka during their first fight, when they stole the amulet from his protection. So maybe there won't be too many assassins in this area, and that would be a good in-universe explanation for it. Yep, we have 6 points, 2 level ups. Nice. Okay, so I want to put... I just really like Chi, because Focus is nice because it's weapons and it's focus mode. And of course you can evade traps, which is kind of a minor thing. But Chi is health, which is great, magic, which is great, Chi strike mode, which I may or may not end up upgrading for Tiger Paws. I don't think I'll do it for Chi strike, because that just kind of defeats the purpose. I'd rather just use Chi strike to get magic back and then switch to Tiger Claws and do damage. I'm not sure how the multipliers work out, but I would imagine that would be a better way to do it. Something in my gut tells me that at least. But it also fuels your transformation styles, and I'm probably going to be learning and maybe upgrading 2 magic styles. So let's put at least 4 in here. And then let's put 2 more in here for now. And then next time we might go back to putting 3 into spirit. Could put more into body, but like I said, I think I have enough health at this point to survive a couple attacks. If that changes as the game gets to its later stages, we can always add more. But we'll also get more gems too. I did look up Spirit Thief. It's not really worth upgrading the duration increase because it doesn't help you get more chi, which is the whole point. The strong and area attacks do paralyze for a bit, but it's not for very long at all, and increasing the duration wouldn't make much difference. Let's increase the speed of it, and then I'm going to hold the rest for now, because I do want to see if I get that other training from Mistress Vo. All right, back to town.
The water covering everyone? Those poor children. I hate the water. It's too familiar.
Aw. I guess the spirits are still there somewhere. Yeah, that's really cool. They actually made the water get higher too in the game. I like that a lot. And that path, I guess that wasn't one of the, I thought that was one of the paths that we took, but it's not. It's just another path they built. And now it's underwater. Or maybe it is the path into town? Yeah, it's hard to get my bearings in this place. Either way, no going back to the place now. I kind of want to see... You guys will have to forgive me, but I want to see what it says if I try to go back. You might be able to go back, but you just can't do anything because there's water everywhere, which you can't walk through. That would be my preference, but it's also possible there'll just be like a text that comes up and says, sorry, you can't go back. Or, the other alternative is I can't even get to the entrance because, yep, water's up to here. Well, that's that. We can try to enter from the gate if we pass by on the way back. It's a really cool level design. I really enjoyed that. As I mentioned previously, the game is definitely more focused on story than combat. There's good combat, a decent amount of it, but I really feel like if they had done like 10 or 20% more fights, that probably wouldn't have been too tedious. But maybe I'm looking at the game through the lens of more recent games, which have incessant fighting until it's like, okay, I'm fighting, what are those guys called in Andromeda? I already forgot. But it's like at some point once you see the same enemies over and over again, combat's still fun, but it's not really new. Who are you guys? Oh. More soldiers. Alright. Lots more soldiers. You know it will be good here. Doesn't look like that does much damage. I guess I haven't actually upgraded it, but I assume across so many of them in aggregate. Alright, I need my longsword because there are a lot of these guys. This would be a good time to have staff. Wow, that oh, I must be slowed. No, I'm not slowed. Why was my... Did I hit right click by accident? Maybe. You know what else could be fun? Let's heal up all the way, and then... His attacks seem like they could do a lot of damage to multiple people at once. What's his AoE do? Or his main attack? Oh, his tongue comes out. That's cool. Alright, I'm going to transfer him back though before I use up all my chi. Whoa, that's cool. How they all put their shields up. Wow, I like that AoE. That's a nice AoE. Wish I could upgrade it. I guess I can upgrade... Is that part of the speed? You can't really upgrade the damage of Spirit Thief. So you can't really upgrade the amount of chi it restores. It's great when there's so many opponents around. Alright, that should be enough. Yeah, you can definitely feel that Longsword hasn't been updated at this point. Like I said, I'm not going to update it because I would eventually like to get the double sword style. Oh, that was good. I was trying to dodge that, and I ended up dodging over that guy's head. Oh, Shaika's losing health. Alright, let's finish this off. You know what I can do, actually? There we go, that should help both of us a bit. Nope, he's down. Oh well. Alright, fun fight. It's nice having a fight with a bunch of weak opponents as opposed to one or two strong ones. And Wildflower's back on her feet, it looks like. Alright. Let's get our focus back. The interesting part is you might not even have come back this way unless you just wanted to. Or unless you saw those guys from the road, I guess. So can we not go through here? Yeah, you can see it's a lake now. That's really cool. Something that wouldn't be surprising to see in a newer game. In fact, it'd be expected, but just playing an older game, you don't expect it to have this level of complexity, I guess. I don't quite know what it is, but either way, it impresses me. I imagine there are some happy people back in town. Yep. Sailors can at last be on their way. It'll be cool to see Tien's Landing once it's different.
Hey, you're the man the captain said to look out for. He said to tell you thank you very much and to give you this. I think he couldn't wait to get out on the river. And as soon as the water came back, he left.
Don't blame him. That must be a very honorable man to not take the silver for himself. Is this the baker? Looks kind of like him, but then again, a lot of the characters look the same. Yeah, I'm going to give him a silver piece for his troubles, because he was honest. He deserves some reward.
Thanks so much. Wow, now I can eat for another day. Does it get any better than this?
I think the economy in the town is about to do well. It would have been nice to have a light side point for that, but I wasn't actually expecting one. 2,300. It should have said like 22.99. That would have been great. It might have taken one from your inventory though, or it might just not have mattered. I am glad that we took those techniques from learned those techniques from what's her name though, Darting Links, because I think they helped us in those fights at least a little bit, and at this point I think we have a lot of money again already. Where do you see your money at? There it is. Yeah, quite a bit. Well, somebody was bound to be unhappy. I offered you an enormous amount of silver to perform a simple task. Hey, it wasn't simple. Instead, you chose to close the great dam and ruin my business. It is too late for my wine operation, but I am a man of business, and I plan to collect payment in one form or another. I don't owe you anything. I didn't even say I would do it. Alright, I'll enjoy killing you. As will my demon friend here. So the monster does have a bit of an AoE to it. I was trying a strong attack for like 5 seconds there. Wasn't doing it. One thing to note too is that it's almost too easy in focus mode. One thing to note is that your weapon will take focus every time you use it, not just when you actually land an attack. Alright, cool little fight, some easy XP. I think for once we don't have to go back to the tea house. Interesting. Should I tell her about her husband's woes? That's one of those things where it's like, yes, it's the right thing to do, but you know, it's really between the two of them. Let's talk to at least the other lady first. It's not like he's like cheating on her. If he was cheating on her, yeah, I would tell her. But it's the other lady pursuing him, and he quite clearly is not interested. Or at least that's the gist I'm getting from this quest. They were childhood friends, and now she wants to speak to him. That seems to be what they're going towards here. I'd like to talk to, actually, if you guys don't mind, again, another quick detour, to that merchant who's going to give me a discount. But first, I keep forgetting.
Always a pleasure to talk to another warrior.
I seek your training.
You have some understanding.
Not enough
Return
still?
to me.
I was sure that I would have enough at this point. I guess you really do have to do a very intense open palm. It can't be too much more though, because I'm sure they wouldn't make it so that you have to do every open palm choice in the game so far to get it. I didn't remember it being that hard, honestly. Although I don't know, it does kind of sound familiar. But maybe one more area of open palm points would help us. We'll talk to Minister Zheng in a minute, or Sheng. Welcome back, Honorable One. Since the dam was closed, I have been able to restock my supplies. Would you like to see what I have? Yes, I do. Alright, he's got a new style, Storm Dragon. Does direct damage in Chi Strike mode. This style's area attack can initiate a harmonic combo that produces a focus power-up. See, that would be really cool. It's a support style. It's one we've seen before. I forgot who was using it, but I think it was the captain in Two Rivers when they attacked it at the end. Call upon the power of lightning. You know, it'd be really cool to do an evil character who uses this style and Tempest. That could be a good kind of visual combination. Some other gems, nothing really worth investing in. That's cool, but I'm not going to spend silver on it. A style, I kind of want to get it, but one, there might be another way to get it. I'm not sure if there is or not. And would I really use it? I think I would use it for fun a little bit, but there's another support style that I'm leaning towards getting. The main reason I would get this is because of the harmonic combo. I think this is the only harmonic combo that's not closed fist and produces a focus power-up, which I could really use, because I could use Ice Shard to get a Chi power-up and this to get a focus power-up as I needed them. But I wouldn't invest points in it anyway, really. I'll have to think about this one. Luckily, I think I have some time. But this is part of me designing my character's build in my head. Alright, a lot of these I really can just sell, though. Yeah, let's sell that one. This one's just better than that one. Don't want that. I'm not going to ever actually use that. Yeah, I guess it's a one-time gem, so you're going to be sure. Is there a time where there's a lot of traps that I might actually equip this? Maybe, but I don't remember one, so we'll just go with it. This, if I wasn't a weapon-using character, I would use it, but I am, so I won't. Hopefully the discount doesn't decrease the amount I get. It doesn't seem to increase it. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that starting links also gave me the same prices. I'm just going to sell these. I might actually use... Actually, intuition I might use. Let's keep that. This I definitely want. This I'll keep for now. I probably should have kept another one of these intuition gems, but whatever, I'll find more. Alright, we have lots of money. I'll have to make a mental note to maybe get that ability. I'm torn. The only reason I might use it is if, because it is a support style. I keep thinking it's a martial style, and I already have one I really like and have invested in. But it's not, it's a support style. So there's a chance I might want to use that instead of the support style I was going to save for, which I think is a better style, but I'm not sure it gives you a good power-up. So it'd be nice to have a magic style that gives you harmonic combos for Chi orbs and a support style that gives you harmonic combos for focus orbs. I could essentially keep going forever at that point. The downside is that, I guess the two reasons I'm hesitating are because, one, I have a very flexible character to begin with, so if I run out of focus, I can always use magic. If I run out of magic, I can always use a weapon. And if I run out of both, I have a lot of points invested in Leaping Tiger, and I could even use Chi Strike, which I'm going to invest in to get Chi back, at least enough Chi to keep my health up. So I feel like that's still a balanced build even without focus or even without power-up orbs. The other thing is that orbs I'm pretty sure you can only get when you kill an opponent. So they only work in fights where there's a lot of adds, which is not every boss fight. So I don't know. I'll think about that. I don't have to make a decision yet, thankfully.
You did it! How the people will sing the praises of Minister Shing, who found, hired, and sent forth the helpful peasant who ultimately solved the problem.
Lucky you. What will we do without you, Shang? Yeah. Are you trying to take credit for my exploits?
Not at all. I may even mention you in my report.
Oh, I'm so honored. I don't think there's anything else to talk to him about, so let's say... Well, let's see.
The dam is closed and the town is saved, so Minister Shing feels magnanimous. That means I will answer your questions, by the way.
I know what magnanimous means. Alright, I think that's about it.
Very well, run along. Now that the dam is closed again, Minister Shing is on his way back to the Imperial City. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I think Judge Fang, whatever his name is, still probably hates you, so I wouldn't be so sure of it. Probably hates you more now that you've done something noteworthy. And, however, I don't think it is so noteworthy that the Emperor or whoever's in charge of the judge would actually override his command or even take any notice of you. So I wouldn't get your hopes up, Minister Shang. But on the bright side, at least the pirates are out of his, or the sailors are out of his hair, and the people of the town will be happy for a while. Alright, so we talked to her already. Let's take a look at the quest log and see what's next on the agenda. There's the forest. Can't do that yet. Talk to Eiling. I think we'll probably talk to Eiling next. Then maybe do the forest quest. And then come back for the pirates. I feel like I'm missing something, but no, I guess not. Alright, to the boathouse then.
This here's a private club. Members only.
I need to speak to Eiling about Bay.
Why didn't you say so in the first place? Go on in. They'll unlock the door for you.
Is this not the first place? That's the first time I had a chance to say it. But I bet there's something around one of these sides. Just knowing Bioware. Oh, look how nice it looks. It's like a waterfront town, a lakeside town now. That's really cool. So I wonder where the town is in relation to the dam. I feel like the dam's over that way, so it should be upstream. No, I guess the river does flow that way. I keep thinking it's flowing that way, but it's flowing that way. So I guess that makes sense. Because I can't really prove otherwise, I'm going to trust the developers actually put some thought into this and that it makes sense. Hey, the houseboat's on the water now. Very cool. I bet those sailors are happy too if I talk to them. Wow, I guess I was wrong. There's nothing out here worthy of investigation. Oh well. There's this. Alright. 6 silvers, I'll take it. And 88 silvers. And a gem. Alright, I'm going to count that as me being right. Intuition gem. And that's not flawed, right? Like it's a full intuition gem? Yeah, +3. I think these are actually based on your level as well, what you find. And if that's the case, I should probably wait to open anything until I'm a higher level before I leave the area, but I'm not going to like min-max this game that much. As you guys can tell, it's not a hard game. We've only had a few fights with issues, and we haven't even really used focus mode too much at this point, which is kind of almost game-breaking. Oh, some nice music. Another book stand I should probably wait to read, but whatever. Horse Lord Tactics. Unlike the ordered armies of the Jade Empire, the Horse Lords favor lightly armored units of horsemen, who can move rapidly over the fields of battle. Just like the Knights of Rohan. I don't know, do we actually ever encounter any Horse Lords? Not sure. Moving like a rushing tide, small groups of horsemen harry all angles of their opponent's flanks. Armed with bows almost to a man, these mounted archers can rain destruction upon unprepared foes. While the Horse Lord tactics are surprisingly effective, their men lack the discipline of the Imperial army. For all the damage they can inflict, the Horse Lord forces have difficulty holding strategic locations. For now, the Jade Empire exists in an uneasy peace with the Horse Lords, leaving the savage to their arid lands north of the Seat of Heaven province. Which is... Seat of Heaven is the central slash central northern province, or is it just the northern province? Not sure. So it sounds like these are the people who own the lands to the north of the empire. Interesting. Wonder if they're based on like anyone historical, like the Russians, or I think unlike Jade Empire, nations in this game aren't really based on real nations, or maybe only loosely. Even the Jade Empire, it's mainly Chinese, but it's also got Korean and Japanese influences, like the demon. I think, well, I don't know enough about Chinese mythology to really say for sure, but it seems like there are at least other Asiatic influences as well, besides just ancient China. There she is.
So, I hear you helped out Baker Bay today. Gave my boys a bit of a lesson, didn't you? You'd think after all the beatings I gave them over the years they'd be used to losing. But they're still taking it pretty hard. Maybe the humiliation will be good for them.
Why are you picking on Baker Bay?
Everyone thinks that Bay and that little seamstress make such a nice couple. But Bay already promised to marry me.
Did he? He promised to marry you.
I know what you're thinking. Why would Bay want to marry someone like me?
Not what I was thinking. I was just surprised he
I may
proposed
not
to two
be
women.
a delicate little flower like Lon, but I don't want to run this gang forever. Someday I want a husband, maybe a little house, kids too. Bay promised to give me all that. He promised to marry me, and now he's trying to weasel out of it. But a promise is a promise. I won't forget that, even if he tries to.
Interesting. So, I mean, I kind of feel sorry for her now, but engaged isn't married. And you don't really take a vow of engagement. You take a vow once you're married. So marriage is a promise, but engagement, I mean, I guess it is in a way. I don't know if I call it a promise, though. It's a, yeah, I don't know what a good word for it would be, but a commitment, maybe. Even that seems too strong. It's an agreement to be married, but people break off engagements, and I don't see anything morally wrong with that. If you're engaged to somebody and it becomes clear that you two will not work out, it shouldn't have to be the mutual agreement of the two to call things off. So, but yeah, I would like to get more from this story and hear Bay's point of view, because you think he would have mentioned that. So let me bring Bay here. Maybe we can work something out.
Yeah, okay. If he has the guts to come here and face me, I'll talk to him. But I'm not going to let him weasel out of his promise.
I feel like there's some way here to like end up really pissing her off and just fighting all the people, which would be a lot of fun. I don't know if there is or isn't, but that would be a lot of fun if there is. But obviously, we're not going to go down that path. Hopefully, again, we'll get more experience doing the quests the right way, or at least just as much experience as doing it just killing them all. I'll get to Bay right now. Oh, there he is, and look
what
who
are
else
you
is
doing
here.
here?
I figure we better get all the secrets out, Bay. If Lon's going to marry you, she should know what kind of man you really are.
It's a little low.
She said there was something I need to know, Bay. What's going on? What is she talking about?
She has to be nervous right now. Because this could have been so many different things, but thankfully for her, it's actually nothing really bad. Eiling claims Bay promised to marry her.
What? Bay, how could you?
I didn't. It's a lie. I haven't spoken to her in years. Not since we were kids.
Don't pretend like you don't remember, Bay. It was summer, and we were sitting on a little raft catching fish. I was upset because Li Shun had called me ugly. I was crying, so you took my hand and said, "I think you're pretty, Eiling. And someday when we're grown up, I'll marry you."
What? But that was years ago. We were kids. We were only 6 years old. You can't hold me to that.
Yeah, like even one that's just kind of it's really sweet, and it would have been nice if things had worked out between them. But yeah, there's so many things wrong with that. Like one, you can't hold people to that from when they're kids, and two, like even if it was something totally different, a kid doesn't have any. even like by a legal system, a kid doesn't have any authority to make any kind of commitment until they're no longer a minor. You can't like even like legally sign a contract. Your parents have to do it as your legal guardians. So I like that you could try to talk him into this though, that making him adhere to a promise from when he was a 6-year-old kid. And like plus he was such a sweet 6-year-old kid. Like he obviously tried to make her feel better and succeeded. I think anyone with common sense would realize she's really stretching it here. You think even she would realize that, but I guess love makes people believe weird things. Seems like you're being pretty unreasonable, Eiling.
Kids say all kinds of things, Eiling. Remember when you took my frog and I called you a bully? You swore you'd never speak to me again. But that same day you gave me the frog back. You said you'd never, ever, ever do anything to make me unhappy.
Yet you did.
Kids always say things like that. It doesn't mean anything.
It meant something to me, Bay. You were the only boy who didn't tease me, the only one I liked. You promised to marry me, and you're going to keep that promise.
Yeah, but that was when you were 6 years old. Now you're all grown up, and you're a powerful woman with the leadership of a big organization. I would think there'd be a lot of guys who would want to marry her. I know she likes Bay, but he's interested in what's her name, and I'm sure she'll find somebody else once her heart has time to mend. Lan and Eiling should fight. The winner gets Bay. I think I know who would win that fight. Yeah. Wait, Eiling, you also said you never make Bay unhappy.
Well, yes, I did say that. But that was when we were still friends. Now he pretends like he doesn't even know me. He's changed.
Yet you still want to marry him? You changed too.
Yes, but... well... you're right. I know you're right. Bay's right. We were just kids. I guess I can't hold him to his promise. You win, Lon. Bay is yours.
If I had more, I would gladly give it to you. But my family isn't rich. This dowry is all I have. Please, take it with my thanks.
I don't want your dowry. Yeah. Plus, I get extra light side points from saying that. Honestly, I think they would probably be okay, because she's, I think, a seamstress and he's a baker. Those are good professions. Now that the economy is presumably going to be doing better with the lake restored, I think they're going to be okay regardless. But I'm going to stick with the open palm and let them keep their money.
After all you've done for us, now you are letting Lan keep her dowry as well? Your generosity knows no bounds. I'm overwhelmed.
You've done so much for us, and we've given you so little. Wait, I know. We will name our first child after you to honor your memory.
I'm glad everything worked out for you two, and I'm sorry, Bay. I don't know what came over me. When I heard you and Lon were getting married, I just snapped.
It's okay, Eiling. I hope things work out for you.
Come on, Bay. Let's go.
So in like 5 or 6 years, there's going to be a lot of little Arravales running around this town. It's kind of cool, though, I guess. Kind of weird, but I don't know. Kind of cool that people of this town will actually remember the monk who came and helped their village out in so many ways. And hey, maybe as a... not the reason I did this, but maybe it'll also help me get my my new technique. But yeah, I really don't think she's going to have any issue finding a husband at some point. I'm sure most of her men would probably marry her. They probably would like to be with a woman who can hold her own in a fight. But I don't know, that would be a conflict of interest, so she probably shouldn't marry one of her own men. Boathouse key. But I'm already in the boathouse. Is that to like the offices? I don't want to like... oh, it's probably to the gate. I don't want to like make them angry though. Like I am an intruder in their house. Also, this is a nice big boathouse. I guess they... let me look over here. There's water down there, I presume? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, not a bad hideout. Let's talk to her first.
I hope things work out for Bay and Lon. After everything I put them through, they deserve it. I don't know what came over me. It's just... Bay was my last chance to have a family. My only chance to find a husband.
No, he wasn't. She looks pretty
when
young.
I heard he was engaged, I realized I'd never get out of this life I've created.
Well, use this as motivation then. Yeah, you could still find it. What about that guy outside? He seems nice. Little simple, but nice. You could still find a husband.
What respectable man would ever want to marry a girl like me? Even the lummoxes in my gang would only do it because they're afraid of me. This town is short on eligible bachelors as it is. I mean, there are a few guys out there I know of, but none of them would be interested in me. I have a reputation around town, and having my boys beat up Bay didn't help any. Any half-decent man would probably run if they saw me coming.
Well, I think she'd be a better fit for a stronger guy anyway, who wouldn't care about the lifestyle she leads. What about, like, Captain Ing? He might have been a good match for her, although he's gone now, obviously. But if she wasn't so interested in Bay, maybe there could have been something there. Yeah, I do kind of like how there's, like, this ongoing matchmaker of Tian's Landing quest. Maybe I could help you out.
Huh. You really think you can pull this off? Tell you what. You find me a decent husband, and I'll make it worth your while. My, business ventures have been very profitable. But don't think I'm desperate enough to settle for just anyone. I've got my standards. And I'd have to meet him first, of course.
So I bet you could use, like, persuasion skills to convince her to marry almost anyone if it's high enough. That's my guess, at least. So the people I met, there's Bay, who seems like a good guy. Lan and Seamstress, what's her name? Not Seamstress. Sweet somebody, who both seemed like good women. And so does she, actually. So there's a lot of good women in town. But there's the asshole up in the second story of the tea house. I could set her up with him, and maybe she would be strong enough to actually put up with his crap and maybe help him out, but he just seems like such a jerk. I would feel bad setting her up with him. And the guy outside, he seems nice, but he is really simple. I don't see them being a good match, unfortunately. I kind of want to know what she says if you say that, but that would be my character, I guess, is going to live the monk lifestyle. Or there are romance options in here, Dawnstar, of course, being one of them, so we'll see what happens there. Tell me about the town's bachelors.
Let's see. There's Rue the bosun, but he's nothing but a drunk.
Yeah.
My boys have had more than a few run-ins with him over the years. He's definitely out.
Don't blame you there.
Chuman the craftsman is single. I don't know him that well, but he seems like a good man. He has a home in the southwest corner of the town. And then there's Yaru. He used to be a sailor traveling the Empire, but now he's looking to settle down. He might be a good catch. Spends most of his time in the tea house.
Yaru's not the guy I talked to before, is he? The later two I don't think I've met, but I mean, they sound like they might be a good fit for her. Anyone else?
Not living in town, and Tian's Landing doesn't get a lot of visitors. But if you find someone looking for a wife, bring him by so I can check him out.
You do seem to have gotten over Bay pretty quickly.
The only reason I was interested in Bay was because I figured he was my only chance of ever finding a husband, and I knew he was a decent guy. It's not like he was the love of my life or anything. He just seemed like a logical choice. There's not a lot of options in this town.
Yeah, I think that happens to a lot of people, that you find somebody that you're a good fit with, and regardless of whether they're the best fit for you, you just think that because the option is there, you get rose-colored glasses and see them as your only option. Alright, I'll be back once I find you a husband.
Yeah, right. The pickings in Tian's Landing are mighty slim for a girl like me. But if you find someone, just bring him back so I can meet him. And, well, good luck.
Alright, another interesting quest I don't really remember much about, but or that it even existed. But should be fun. Look at all the blood on these floors. I think she should get one of her guys to sweep it up at some point. Anyway, this episode really flew by, but we are approaching the 40-minute mark, so I'm going to end it here. I'm getting quite hungry, so I'm going to have some dinner. When I come back, I should have at least time for one more episode tonight, maybe even two. So I will see you guys then.